Hello, hello. Happy day, 2 days after Thanksgiving, everybody. So I'm just going to wait a minute since this is a live video and I said I was going to start at 1 o'clock. I'll just wait a minute or two and see if we have anybody that joins live. If not, it's not a problem because all you have to do is go in and watch it anytime that you want on my channel. Doing a live one, I thought just offered an opportunity to ask questions if you have them. If you are watching this as a recording and you have questions, you can certainly email me. So while I'm waiting to get started, I'll just show you. I sent out the picture of this card because I thought it was just a really nice Thanksgiving card. And it was a swap card that I had received from Mary Hoover. So the card, to see the picture of it doesn't really do it justice, that it's kind of a fancy fold. Okay, so to make this card, you would just take your regular 8.5 by 5.5 and fold it in half like we normally would. And then you're going to fold the front half back on itself again. And we've done those before. And then you would just add the piece of cardstock here, which would be 4.25 by, let's see, by about 2.5 or 2 3/4. But it doesn't matter as far as that goes. You can make that whatever size you want. And then you have kind of an interactive fun fold card. So just wanted to give Mary a shout out for that swap card that I enjoyed. So let's get started. I wanted to not just make this a practice, but also show you how to do a diorama card because I think that those are fun. So we met with the demonstrators in September, and this was one of the cards that we made. So you can see it's 3 different levels, and it's a diorama, so it gives you some, 3D, but yet it folds flat to fit inside the envelope. Now, I left this on here to show you that I had put my words off, and you want to be careful about doing that because now it will not fit on the envelope. I'll need to move it over, but I can very easily move it over, further onto the card. So, fun idea. So yesterday, this is the one that I made while we were doing the Facebook Live, and I made a Happy New Year card. Again, still same thing, 3 levels. I used 3 different papers on each of the levels. And then here we didn't use, put anything on the inside to decorate, but you can. So here I put some stars and I put the words in the back and then just put a little thing on the front. So let me show you how to do that. So you'll need 3 pieces of cardstock, and those are 7 by 3, 7 by 3, and 5.5 by 3. So that's these 3 pieces of cardstock. I'm using Night of Navy for this. Okay, so 2 pieces the same size, 1 piece it's a little bit different. On the 7 by 3, you score it 1.5 inches from both ends. So you can see I've scored there and here. And scoring, all you're doing is making it easier to fold where you want it to, okay? So I'm just going to go over with you again. I know some people have asked about how to score. So if you have a trimmer, like this one, this is a Stampin' Up! Trimmer, you can just put your paper in, come out to 1.5. See, there's the 1, there's the 2, that's the 1.5. And then if you have a score blade, like I do on this one, you just do like that, and it's scored. If you don't have a score blade in your trimmer, you can just as easily use your bone folder and just go right down the well to do that. And if you don't have a trimmer like this that allows you to, you can even take a piece of grid paper, like I have here, and line your card up, okay? And then we're going 1.5 inches, 1, 2, 3, that's 1 inch, that's 2 inches, 1.5 inches, and line your ruler up and just take your bone folder right down the ruler edge too. So that's three different ways that you can use to make your folds. All right, so we are going to go ahead and do that. Excuse me. I just had folded them with my fingers, so that I wanted to make sure I got a nice fold on these. Okay. So those two pieces that I just did are going to be for the front and the back. And this is going to be the piece for the middle. And I'm actually going to fold it like a Z. So this one's going to be folded a little bit with them going in opposite directions, whereas these I folded with them going in the same directions. All right, so before we start putting the card together, we need to go ahead and add the designer series paper. And I have 3 pieces that are 4 by 3, and that's going to go on all 3 of these. And then I have 2 pieces, 1.5 by 3, that's going to go on the sides. So there and there. So when I put this on, I've got 3 pieces here. I'm going to put, I think I'll put that one on the middle, this one on the back, and this one on the front. Because I'm going to be cutting out the middle, I just put the adhesive around the edges. And I'm using our new Stamp and Seal, which was what we have in the catalog this time to replace the snail adhesive. Oops. Of course, I've got to get a little bit on there. And this is covering the whole front section. All right, and then here's one for the middle. Again, I'm going to be cutting out the middle of this, so I'm just putting adhesive around the edges. And then the third piece will be for the back. And this one, I'm not going to be cutting out the middle, so I can put it down. And see, when I kind of snap this off at the end, the adhesive will, kind of pull off a little bit. If you don't do that, kind of a little snap. And the nice thing about this adhesive is it holds so much better than the old snail did. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and just add my 2 side pieces also, just so that we'll have these on here. So again, you just pull and snap, pull and snap. I think there was a line in, what's it called, Legally Blonde, where they did the bend and snap. Did anybody see that movie? That was funny. I didn't think I would enjoy that movie, but I sure did. It's been a while since I saw it. Okay. So then you have to decide what shape you want cut out of the middle. So on this one that we did, there were ovals, and they actually made the front oval a little bit bigger than the middle oval. This one that I did, I used the nested labels yesterday, and I actually cut them both out of the same size. So you can see you can do it either way. You're going to see a little more of the paper in the middle if you make that one a little bit smaller than you make the front one. So this time I thought, and you, like I say, you can use any shapes. We could use the oval, the square, the circles. We could use the nested labels like I used yesterday. But I was thinking I might use a rectangle if I can see one. I didn't look ahead of time to see if I have one that will be a nice size for this. That's probably too big. That one might be good. Okay, then, so if I'm going to do that, this time, why don't we make then the middle section a little bit smaller. There we go. All right, move this out of the way. I don't normally use the Big Shot while I'm doing live because I don't want the table to shake, but I wanted you to see how I kind of pick out the label and everything. I just waited. It'll only take a second to run these through. So I'm running through the top section now. I thought I was all organized, and then I'm not. So the opening on this one's not going to be quite as big as the opening on the other two, but that'll give you a good idea too to see the differences. Okay. So then there we have the rectangle from the front. And see, actually, it's nice too because I didn't put adhesive. I can use these now both on other cards. There's a little bit of adhesive with that in, but I can use these pieces on another card. All right, so let me cut the other one right quick, and then I'll show you very quickly how this goes together. All right. So we had immediate family over yesterday, or 2 days ago for Thanksgiving. We social distanced and we ate outside, and I thought it might be a little bit warm, but it turned out to be a beautiful day, and I'm just very happy that I got to see my family. You know, we've all been kind of staying away and being safe, and we were still safe, but I sure enjoyed seeing them. All right, so now we are going to take the back piece here, that's going to be the back, and the front piece here, and we're going to just adhere those. All right, so you're going to put this, just use my snail. Oops. I'm going to line these up, and that'll be for one side. And then I'm going to line them up. You want to always make sure that you're putting that adhesive on the right side, because sometimes, you know, I get it on the wrong side. All right, so now we just have a box. Okay, easy. So then we're going to take this piece. Like I said, we're going to fold these, one going forward and one going backwards. So they are opposite from each other. I think my piece was cut a little bit long. And this is going to fit down in here just like this. So this flap here is going to back up to the back of the card, and this flap is going to back up to the front of the card. That's why we do these opposite, is so that it'll kind of help to keep it right in the middle. So because I don't want the adhesive to adhere just wherever it feels like it, I'm going to use liquid glue on this part so that I can move it around a little bit and make sure I have it exactly where I want it. All right. Push that down. That goes in there. Push this up. A little bit of glue here. Get that off. All right. And it doesn't take this too long to dry. I might have put a little much glue, but that's okay. Oops, and I didn't take my, there we go. All right, so you can see this one, you're going to be able to see a little more of that middle section. Okay, but see how easy that went together? All right, so yesterday I put the Happy New Year on the back and the stars here, and the Thank My Lucky Stars here on the front. So today I think I'll do it just a little bit differently. Maybe I'll put, and I'm only using the liquid here because I need to slide this in. And it's just, again, going to be much easier to do that. Sorry if my hand's in the way. So I'll put that right there in the middle. Okay. And then maybe I will put my Happy New Year on the front this time. Okay. And whenever I'm adhering something to glitter paper, I always try to use the liquid adhesive because the snail just doesn't fit that well or stick that well. It fits fine, it doesn't stick. All right, so then maybe I'll put that, I can put it anywhere. I think maybe I'll put it down here at the bottom. And again, you don't want to cover this because it's only going to be adhering down here at the bottom. All right. And then I'll still put my little stars there in the middle. So I'm going to put some on this side. Yeah, the only thing bad about using liquid adhesive is, of course, it doesn't dry immediately like the snail does. But other than that, I think it holds well. It gives you a chance to kind of move things around and get them exactly where you want them. And it's a nice choice if you have the time to let it dry. Okay, so you can see they're a little bit different. I I use the nested label shapes on this one. I cut the middle and the front exactly the same size. All right, so then you don't see as much of the second layer of paper. Okay, this one I used the rectangles and cut the inside rectangle a little bit smaller than the front rectangle. And then these, because this one's wet, I don't want to move it, but this will fold completely flat. And then you can put it in an envelope to mail it. So that's the nice thing. See? So it fits in there, and then when somebody gets the card, they'll take it out, and it kind of just pops into place. So I love the diorama cards. They're pretty easy to make. Again, I had all of the measurements here, the 3 pieces of cardstock and the 5 pieces of designer series paper, and then you can use anything that you want to decorate them. Like I say, here even the paper was really the decoration. We didn't have anything extra attached other than a sentiment in the front. And that one used the ovals and the stitched labels and the rectangles. So I thank you for viewing, and I hope you have a wonderful day and a great week. Bye-bye.